If you love yourself, say, I know that I'm beautiful.
I know that I'm beautiful.
All right, this time, like you mean it, say, I know that I'm beautiful.
I know that I'm beautiful.
Now look at somebody, say, I know that you're beautiful.
I know that you're beautiful.
If you love your people, say, I know that we're beautiful.
I know that
Let's keep it going. I know that I'm beautiful.
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 I know that you're beautiful.
I know that you're beautiful.
I know that we're beautiful.
I know that we're beautiful.
Beautiful people, make some noise for yourselves. My name is Damon Williams. I'm going to be your host and MC for this morning, early afternoon. And it is an honor to be here for the 11th anniversary celebration of the Chicago Torture Justice Memorial and the Chicago Torture Justice Center. Make some noise for this decade-plus fight, this liberatory work for justice. Today is about remembrance. It's about resistance. It's about creativity. It's about community. It's about reparations. It's about us. This is a community. This is a fight that is built on survivors, family members, organizers, educators, artists that fought. But more importantly, this is a community that is built off love. And I know folks have been showing up for each other. I know folks have been there in each other's emergencies. I know we've built things when we haven't had the resources. In 11 years, we are still here.
Yeah.
And the fight continues because we are close, but we don't see it yet to the groundbreaking of the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Chicago Torture Justice Memorial. So I honor the resilience, I honor the patience, because for those of us who've paid attention, we know it's been so many starts and stops and so many small steps. As the work of the center has grown and expanded, we know that we need this memorial, and we know that it is so close. And it's one thing to win. It's another thing to make sure stuff gets done. You know what I'm saying? And so for those that are making sure it's getting done, we honor you. We honor you. Before we get any further, just want to do a land acknowledgement. We are obviously at the Washington Park Refectory. You know, shout out to the public space. But this land has a deeper history. And so it is important that we acknowledge that Chicago is located on land that is and has belonged to a center of Native peoples. The area is the traditional homelands of the Anishinaabe of the Council of the Three Fires, the Ojibwe, the Ottawa, and Potawatomi nations. Many other nations consider this area their traditional homeland, including the Miami, Ho-Chunk, Menominee, Sac and Fox, Peoria, Kaskaskia, Wea, Kickapoo, and Mascoutin. The city specifically acknowledges the contributions of Kizwa and the Potawatomi in fostering the community that has become Chicago. We honor the resilience, the strength, the contributions of indigenous communities, past, present, and future, and let this acknowledgement be a reminder our presence here is possible because of the sacrifices made by others from a history of settler colonialism, and that we have a responsibility to continue learning, listening, and supporting indigenous voices and sovereignty. Ashe. Ashe. Just a little note to that, right? Like there's two forces. There's indigeneity in this acknowledgement. There's two forces. There's indigeneity, there's land stewardship, there is harmony with ecosystem, right? The pathways that our literal roads are created on. And there's also another part of this story of settler colonialism. And I think that sometimes we do our land acknowledgements to get it done or to make sure we did our homework. And I think we need to really sit with each time we are making that acknowledgement, we are continuing to live in that story. The prison or the jail on 26th in California did not happen to be there. It was there because of the pathways that indigenous people had stewarded for centuries, made that an important landing spot. And so settler colonialism took that path and made it a site of horror and made it a site of violence. And similarly, we are trying to create and recreate our land to honor our people and our peoples in the spirit of those who stewarded this space. So make some noise for being on the right side of history. Because there's a direct line to the people who built this land and the people who came and brought harm to why we are here right now. And in that, we're doing a few things, right? A lot of us are in this work together. A lot of us support this work. And so often we have to do it in our little silos, our little emails, and our little Zoom boxes. And that ain't fly. There ain't no orchids on Zoom. You know what I'm saying? So we got a table full of bread, some nice glass with some water, because we want to acknowledge how beautiful we are. We want to celebrate. We want to live in the glory of what this has been. But also, we're trying to raise some funds, y'all. Make some noise. So working through this bureaucracy, but more importantly, resourcing survivors to survive continuously, but also to do the work, to continue as educators, to continue as healers, to continue as artists, we need to resource this fight, this effort. And so our goal, our collective goal today is $25,000. Somebody say 25? 25. Say 25? 25. Say 25. That's a good amount of money, but it ain't too much. I'm looking around and I think we can get there. So I'm going to keep giving you reminders. There'll be other folks up here giving you reminders. At each of your tables, there are slips and information on how you can support. There are multiple ways to make one-time or continue to support. And that is what we are here for at the end of the day. But before we continue on, because we're going to hear from some wonderful people, there are some more acknowledgments I have been tasked because there are so many important folks in this work. So first things first, we want to acknowledge all survivors who are present in this space. So if you are a police torture survivor, would you please stand or wave so that we may honor you? Okay. So I'm going to list off some names. Some of them I see, some of them I don't see. And I'm sure there are folks here that we're going to acknowledge. So I'm going to list off some names. If there's some that I missed, we're going to do a little roll call and shout out some more of our folks, all right? So we're going to make some noise for Rick Diggins, Michelle Compton, Stanley Howard, Anthony Holmes, Gregory Banks, Mark Clemens, Latanya Jennifer Sublet, Carl Williams, and Ronald Kitchen. Are there other folks we missed? Anybody I missed? What's up, Najee? We got Najee in the building. Any other names you want to shout out real quick before we move on? All right, let's continue to show them our love now and throughout this day and throughout this lifetime. And if anybody is familiar with the history of torture justice, we know, of course, that it was led and that there was, the foundational work for folks having that experience in those cells. But it would not be possible by the slightest imagination if it wasn't for the families that struggled alongside of them. And so we got some names we're going to honor. I see Mama Mary's in the building. Everybody make some noise for Mama Mary L. Johnson. Malik Jalil Johnson, mother and nephew of Michael Johnson. Deborah Culpepper, wife of Ali Hammonds. Carolyn Banks, sister of Gregory Banks. Tina Kitchen, wife of Ronald Kitchen. And we love her. Amanda Shackleford, mother of Gerald Reed. And I also want to acknowledge we have with us today Miss Dorothy Holmes, mother of Ronald Mann Johnson. All right. We got some more clapping to do. So y'all hands warmed up? Y'all ready? Yeah. All right, for sure. We just got to make sure everybody is acknowledged. So we got some staff members and sponsors and board and the official partners of both CTJM and CTJC. Everybody please make some noise for the one and only Jen Ash. Making this day possible. We're also so much of this day possible. Victoria Aganad. Lee Dewey, Aislinn Pulley, Latanya Jennifer Sublet, Najee Uglis, Greg Banks, Jamila Lawrence, Gina Tarullo, Mark Clemens, and Nate Gillum. Matter of fact, any CTJM members past or present, whether I said your name or not, go ahead and stand for us and give us a wave.
Come on.
Yeah. There we go. There we go, Joe. We're honored to have also here with us today of the 20th Ward, Alderwoman Jeanette Taylor's in the building. And I believe that's you. I don't know if I'm showing you. No, okay. Joe Moreno was supposed to show up, but he ain't here. But what's up, Joe? Shout out to Joe Moreno. He did some good stuff. We got love for you. All right. And now the sponsors. Y'all not excited for the sponsors? Everybody make some noise, because without them, we couldn't do this work. So shout out to the sponsors. We got the Joseph and Bessie Feinberg Foundation. Shout out Lisa Lee and Adam Bush. Glendora Brooks, owned by the CTJ member and CTJC board member Carla Mayer. We got the Illinois Humanities Council, vocal partners, the one and only the People's Law Office, JAQ Corp International and Architectural Forum for the Memorial Project, Levy and Levy Civil Rights Attorneys, Shannon and Olstein Law Firm, the Institute for Research on Race and Public Policy at UIC, the Crossroads Fund, the Courtney Copeland Memorial Foundation, Tracy Bain, Burling Builders, the general contractors for the memorial, the Narrow Bridge Arts Club of Woodlawn, my favorite Trader Joe's, the Trader Joe's of Hyde Park, for donating food, Peace Fresh Market on 57th and Kedzie for donating some food on the 11th, Urban Canopy, as well as Fight to Feed. And speaking of food, we also want to thank Ms. Shapiro Wells and her team of Celebrations by Us for the amazing buffet today and Southside Blooms. And finally, if you are a board member of either CTJMF or CTJC, please stand and wave as we acknowledge Joey Mogul, Anthony Holmes, Lisa Lee, Ida Riaz, Eliana Green, Carla Mayer, and Mario Venegas. Everybody, did I miss anybody? Make some noise for the board, y'all.